So sexism has been brought up in today's society a lot. So what is sexism? Treating women differently? Men being treated differently? Some may argue the point that men make more money than women do when they work the exact same. Not having equal rights. In Diana Kendall's book, Society of Our Times, she states that sexism is the subordination of one sex, usually female, based on the superiority of the other sex. It's hard to believe that sexism is such a huge argument in today's society. So why is it such a big argument in today's society? Let's all start from the beginning. It all begins when we were all tiny little infants to toddler age. What happened while we were all growing up? While having a baby girl, what do you do? What do you do with that baby girl? You give her babies. You teach her how to change the babies, how to love on the baby. She learns how to accessorize. She learns what kind of makeup to wear. She learns what kind of clothes to wear, what kind of shoes go with what kind of outfit. What happens when she scrapes her knees or she falls outside and she comes in crying? You as a parent naturally curl her up into your arms and tell her everything's gonna be okay and kiss her little boo-boos. And then you give her a much needed kiss and send her right back out to play. What about that little boy? What do you do with that little boy? You give him dump trucks. You give him cars and toys like tools to play with, to learn how to dig big old holes. You come inside with a scratch or a scrape, you tell them to go rub some dirt on it and go back outside and play. Why do we do this when we were parents? Well, we kind of were raised the same exact way. Why did your parents do it? Because their parents do it. And then their parents did it. And then them. And then so on and so forth. So when you think it like that, society has trained sexism. When I was in high school, I had a teacher grab my butt. Was the teacher a male teacher? Or was the teacher a female teacher? Doesn't matter. Of course it matters. It was a male teacher who decided to grab my butt. Scared, shocked, couldn't really tell you what I was feeling. But most of all, I didn't want to voice my voice. Because I was female. I had it inside of my head that nothing was going to happen. Of course, I told somebody, of course. And then I waited, and then I waited, and then I waited, and then I graduated. Then after I graduated, I waited a little longer, and nothing happened. Even today, I've always wondered why nothing ever happened. Well, a journalist named Laura Bates had talked on TED Talk about her experiences, and she's had multiple experiences exactly like mine. And her voice was so big that she got answers back of why this was happening. She talked about a guy groping her leg on a subway, and then about another two men who commented on her body figure. Of course, turning them in, she did, and nothing was ever done. So she did multiple studies and questionnaires and strategies. Most of the strategies that she got that came back, men had said that women had fought to be equal for so long. But are we? Are we really equal? There's multiple data all over databases, all over the internet, all over Google, that we are not equal to men. Females do not equal up to a male, and a male does not equal up to a female. So sexism is a big issue in today's society. And it is for females. It even says it in the dictionary, usually female. Another great study that I had found was by a guy named Norway on sexism and gender differences. He had done a questionnaire on female management over males. Norway states that males had less positive attitudes towards females who had management positions. The males didn't like the fact that females had authority over them. So how do we change our outlook on sexism? Where do we go from here? How does sexism stop? As I was trying to find research on how to stop sexism, I couldn't find anything. So, in my personal opinion, I do not believe sexism will ever end. I have found plenty of research on how males rule females and how females rule males. So, in my personal opinion, I do not believe sexism will ever end. However, I do believe that we can start to end sexism with one tiny little word: attitude. It's all about our attitude. Our attitude and our outlook on sexism can change today's society. If a female wants to work as hard as a male and she's putting in just the amount of time and effort, she deserves the exact same pay rate. And if a male wants to be a stay-at-home dad, who are we to judge and not allow him to be a stay-at-home dad? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing. So you can either sit here and argue for centuries to come about sexism, or you simply change your attitude on sexism. Let us be equal to one another. It all depends on you.